Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the previous upload, make sure you go ahead and do that because this video is going to make a bit more sense. Now, if you haven't actually had a chance yet, or if you don't want to check out the previous upload, I will give you actually a quick overview of the last effect. So really, all I did was have the participant select a card. Let's say the four of spades. I had the card lost in the deck, and then I explained when I snap my fingers, their card is going to jump to the top. So let's say in this case the Jack of Clubs. They would then explain that the Jack of Clubs was not their card. I would explain to them actually look a bit closer at the Jack, and then the Jack would either be holding their card, there would be four little club shapes on the Jack, or something to resemble their card, if it whatever it was. And then as an extra kicker, I would go ahead, hold the jack, and then I would just bring the jack down. And in my other hand, I would be holding their card, the four, and then I would still be holding the jack in my other hand. Now, I did mention in that video that there are a couple of ways you can do the setup. And in this video, I actually want to go over all of the ways you can do the setup. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, the cards I'm going to be using for today's video are the Red Remedies. I have a deck review on these. I will link that in the description. I also won these as part of a gift bundle from Sean Devine. I'm going to link that unboxing and Sean's channel in the description so you can go ahead and subscribe to him. So let's go ahead now and get into all of the ways you can do a setup with the remedies, specifically the red. In the future, I will be doing the black remedies, and eventually, I do want to do this for every single deck of cards I own, but I haven't exactly planned it out yet. But I will be doing it for the black. So, the first setup you could do is actually by just looking at your two jokers. Now, sometimes on one of the jokers, you will actually have a card reveal. So in this case, you can see in for the bird here is holding like a flower, and then there is the nine and there is the diamond. So a good way for the setup would be taking the Joker and the nine of diamonds, place the Joker face down on top of the deck, and then place the nine face down on top. And this would actually be the order you would actually want to do. So the nine and then the Joker. Another setup you could actually do is by taking one of the face cards. In this case, I'm going to take the duplicate King of Diamonds. So I'm going to take a Daniel Schneider, and there are two reveals you could do on for this card. The most obvious, and the one I did in the performance, would be him holding the two of diamonds. So you could go ahead and take a Schneider face down on top of the deck, and then you could take the two of diamonds and place him on top. So not only did the a Schneider find your card, the two of diamonds, you can then rip the two right out. Now, let's say that your King of Diamonds here doesn't have a card reveal in his hand, as you can see here. What you can then do is take the diamonds on his attire. So there are roughly around 7 diamonds, give or take. So you could place the king down, and then you could place the 7 on top. So instead of looking at the hand, you're actually looking at the attire. So the king actually has two reveals, and I will go over these one more time at the end in case you're writing these down or whatever. So the next one you can actually do is the king of diamonds again, a Madison. So in this case, he's holding the nine of clubs. So you can have the king of diamonds there and then the nine on top. Or if you don't want to do the card reveal, because maybe you do have the card reveal, but you don't want to do that, you could go ahead and do the diamonds on his attire. So I believe, just like Madison, there are around 7 diamonds. So you could go ahead and set it up like the 7 of diamonds on top, and then the king of diamonds right there. There are a lot of reveals with some of these cards. The next one, the King of Clubs, this is really good because there's two reveals in one. So you're going to take the King of Clubs, but if you look, you can either do the two clubs, as you can see throughout here, or you can do the 4 or 5 spades. Really, it's all up to you. You can either count that one spade right there, or you can get rid of it and count the 4 spades there. So you have 3 reveals within this card. So you could do the 2 of clubs, the 4 of spades, or the 5 of spades. And the setup is as before. You can have your king on top, and then you can either take your 4 or your 5 or your 2 and leave them on top. So there are 3 reveals there. The next one is going to be, in this case, the Jack of Hearts. So if you look at the Jack of Hearts, he only has one reveal. And in this case, it's the 4 of clubs. So you're going to have the Jack on top, followed by the 4 of clubs, just like that, as you can see here. The Queen of Spades, honestly, I think has the best reveal. Looking back, I should have did the Queen of Spades for the performance, but I never actually thought about looking beforehand. And I'm actually now seeing another reveal for the Queen. So right here, you should be able to see it. The Queen is holding a card, and there are 4 hearts positioned like the 4 of hearts. So you could do the queen on top, followed by the 4 of hearts, which would make the most sense. Now, the second reveal I was thinking about was maybe on top of the thing, maybe the headdress you call it, on top of her head. It sort of looks like a club, so you could do the 2 of clubs there. So there is that one. Uh, the next card you can actually do would not be the Jack of Spades, but would be the King of Hearts. Now, if you look at the King of Hearts, there are around 11 to 12 spades. So you could do the Jack of Spades or the Queen of Spades, okay? But you would just set it up like this. The next one is going to be the Queen of Clubs. And for this one, you would do the 3 of spades just because of right here on the side. Okay, so go the Queen and then the 3. I don't know why I have the 5 out, but we will actually see if it goes with anything. And then the last one is the King of Spades. I may be missing some reveals, but I hope you really get the gist of this. So the king is here, and then he has about 10 spades. So you can put the king down, followed by the 10, and you are all set. And that is pretty much every single setup you can do with the remedies for this effect. I will run through this one more time as the setup from the top of the deck for all of the cards. So you can do your 10 of spades and your king of spades. You could do your 3 of spades and your queen of clubs. You could do your uh, king of hearts and your queen of spades, or even your jack of spades. You could then do your queen of spades and your 4 of hearts, which I think is probably the best just because you see the 4 very clear, but it's all up to you. You can then do your jack of hearts and either your 4 of clubs, or now I'm seeing it, the 5 of clubs. So that is where the 5 comes in. You can do your king of clubs, which has 3 reveals. So you could do the 2 of clubs, the 4 of spades, or the 5 of spades. For your king of diamonds, it really varies. In this case, the Madison king of diamonds, you could do the 9 of clubs, obviously, and then you could do your 7 of diamonds. For your king of diamonds, you could do your 2 of diamonds because he's holding it, and then your 7 of diamonds. And then for the Joker, very clearly, you can do your 9 of diamonds, just like that. And this is going to be the video. So I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope this made sense. Now, if you go through your own deck, go through all of your face cards, and look on them and see if there are any familiar or almost identical clubs, spades, hearts, or diamonds, and then you can match up the cards that way. I will be doing the black remedies in the future because there are some slight differences with like the Joker and then the 2 King of Diamonds and like that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this for every single deck of cards I own, but I did want to do these for the 2 remedies. So I hope you enjoyed this video once again. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye.